Well, it's that time of year again, Chris. What sort of time of year do you think it is, Chris?
Christmas?
No.
My birthday?
No.
No, we missed that one.
You missed mine as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, payback. Is it EICMA?
It is, Chris.
Okay, great.
It's EICMA.
Yeah.
It's such a shame, those glory days of going back to EICMA and getting excited about getting on a plane and going to see all the new bikes. And now it's just become...
Well, what's the point? They did it to themselves. The big shows did it to themselves.
Yeah. I'm not saying the big show. I think particularly EICMA.
You know, what's the point of going there and it's a scrum
of
waiting to get a picture of the bike when it's before you've even taken that picture? It's been distributed to people in their bedrooms.
But even when you could do that and touch the bikes, now it's become you cannot even get close to the bikes, because if you have a camera and an Instagram channel, then your class is media, which is all fair enough. But of course now every single person wants to go to EICMA and look at the bikes, and you just can't get anywhere near them. So hence why we're here. So we've had Ducati, we've had Yamaha. You would have seen those sort of drift in and out of the internet over the coming weeks. Kawasaki have also launched a load of bikes, but the first one, sort of major player, if you like, to drop one so early is Suzuki with the GSX-8R. What do you reckon, Chris?
The GSX-R?
No, it's the GSX-8R, Chris.
Do you know what? I think it's actually quite handsome.
Yeah.
I'm still not over the lack of
but
GSX-R.
No.
I know.
Let's not get into that, because I will start crying.
I know, but that's what everyone sees.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's going to say, and that's what everyone's going to see. And no matter how good this is, it's not a GSX-R.
It's not, no.
But it should be. And it could be. I mean, it's pretty much there, isn't it?
It's not, no. I mean,
it looks good.
It looks good. It's halfway there. It's not a GSX-R 800.
No.
This is an evolution. So obviously we had the GSX-8R last year.
It's more like a CB 650 type job, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it's more sporty than that.
Right, okay.
I'd say it's more sporty than that. Just looking at the specs and, you know, just how good the GSX-8 is, GSX-8S is. Oh, God. It's hurting my mouth. GSX-8S. GSX-8R. It sounds better saying GSX-R 800, doesn't it? Just build a GSX-R 800.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
But on first glance, I think it looks really quite nice, actually.
And I think just before we get into it, like the one of the sort of opening gambits on the PDF is a new standard of sport. And I think this is kind of the way things are going, isn't it? It pains me to say it.
Regrettably,
yes,
it is the way things are going. Regardless of what the past was, and the glory days, it ain't 2024.
No.
It isn't. So shut up and go and buy an older bike, or deal with it.
Wow. Essentially, this is a GSX-8S with some bodywork and a few other little tidbits. So we've got the same 776 parallel twin with the 270-degree crankshaft configuration, which is, is...
So it's still not eligible for the new twins?
Well, I think it will be. It's not been... Suzuki haven't... So the likes of Yamaha and Kawasaki and Aprilia and Triumph have all built race kits, and they've all been very proactive in the new sort of sport bike class for BSB, whereas there hasn't been any... rules are still pretty vague, but there's no mention of Suzuki participating or being allowed to. But with the 776, I'm sure there'll be room for Suzuki to be able to put this in, because it should be. But
it seems like this is a bigger conversation, and we'll probably touch on it at the end of this video. But it just seems like they've just given up on all sort of sporting racing, and it hurts me, because I am a GSX-R boy at heart.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if I cut you, you bleed GSX-R.
Yeah, like a stick of rock.
Yeah.
You'd cut through my arm and it would say it.
Yeah, like a shit tattoo.
Yeah. And in like an iridium colour.
So yeah, we've got the 776 parallel twin. It's the same frame, same steel frame. However, key component changes such as lower handlebars and a full fairing, plus suspension from Showa, give the GSX-8R a sportier poise, while the chassis and flexible free revving engine mean riders can tap into its full potential for maximum enjoyment. So, yes, essentially what we have here is a GSX-8S with fairings, and what do they call the bars? They're not clip-ons. They're kind of
like a Vario RT bar.
Yes, essentially, yeah. The fairing apparently is GSX-R inspired, which you can kind of see. Obviously, it's not going to be a GSX-R.
But it's interesting. That gives me a little bit of hope because it's interesting they still have that term GSX-R in their PDF.
I mean, yeah. There is hope for us all.
There is hope. That gives me more hope than anything else.
This little nugget has saved Chris for another day.
A new hope.
Hashtag a new hope.
It's a new Star Wars film.
Is it?
It was an older one, but there was one called A New Hope, I think.
So we've got forged aluminium separate handlebars. We've got a cowl frame mounted headlight.
Cowl frame?
Cowl frame rather than the...
like a Simon.
Rather than the fork mounted light on the GSX. I'll just say 8S. Mirrors are cowl mounted on the 8R and they're handlebar mounted on the 8S. And then the big thing is suspension. So the front suspension, we have Showa SFF BP inverted front forks, whereas the 8S had KYB forks and shock.
Not a grower.
Not a grower, no.
No.
What does that mean?
What's Showa?
Oh, yeah, sorry. That is essentially it. We've got the same frame, same engine, same sort of key stats, if you like. In typical Japanese fashion, we've got pages upon pages of real intricate details. I mean, things like the long-reach iridium spark plugs. Iridium, very handy on a GSX-R.
But why would you have surely a long-reach spark plug is more difficult to obtain, isn't it?
Would you like to know the benefits, Chris?
Yeah, I would actually.
Okay. Firstly, their extended length makes it easier to secure a cooling channel around the plug, leading to improved cooling performance. Secondly, their diameter is thin enough that they contribute to optimizing the combustion chamber layout. And thirdly, they leverage the strong spark characteristics of iridium plugs to aid combustion efficiency, while also contributing to greater fuel economy. That is the benefit of a long-reach spark plug.
Okay, so why aren't all spark plugs long-reach?
So essentially, the PDF is using the existing technology from the 8S, and obviously we won't go through all of that sort of stuff. I mean, it is very, very specific and detailed.
I'd hate to have to make a modern engine and comply with all these rules.
Oh.
And yet you can still do it and make
and make less than 50 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my point was actually going to be about cycling.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And the bike still cost less than a bloody push bike. That's amazing to me, isn't it? Is it amazing to you? Like a £8,000 bicycle versus an £8,000 motorcycle. Think about what the motorcycles had to go through to make it compliant.
Yeah.
Emissions, all the moving parts, everything. It just seems insane that thing could be so cheap compared to that bicycle.
I know. Yeah.
And the other thing about bicycles, and I thought, it's because they make more motorcycles than bicycles, but apparently it's relatively the same.
Really?
Yeah. If you look at the actual numbers per model, yeah.
Have you ridden the 8S yet?
No.
I mean, look, Mossy rode on the launch. I had a quick blast from a dealership, and it's a very, very capable bike. It's one of those bikes that, like the Hornet, it's kind of went under the radar a bit, just how good it is. It's a very simple bike. Obviously, it's got decent tech on it, but it's a very, very capable machine. And just because it's not a 20 grand super bike, kind of skims under the radar a little bit. But considering this has got a full fairing, some sportier bars, and by the sound of it, sporty suspension as well, then I think Suzuki could be onto a winner here. There's no price yet, but I think it'll be a little bit, just a tad more than the 8S. So,
which was what?
Hold the line caller. 8199 OTR.
Okay, so 9 grand.
I think it'll be. I'm
going to say 899.
Okay.
9.
Yeah. No, good guess. Which is still a pretty respectable price for a bike like that.
I mean, I love Suzuki. I just no British Superbike.
No.
No World
There's no racing
Superbike.
at all. No World Endurance anymore. They pulled out of that as well.
They've pulled out of that.
Yeah.
What's Ginter's going to do? Considering 3 years ago they were MotoGP champions, it's unacceptable.
It is.
But that bike looks. That's the most interested I've seen in Suzuki's recent unveilings.
No, it's good. Well done. Oh, can you reach that? Sorry. Oh no.